Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's Discovery webinar. My name is Natalie. I am the Community Engagement Coordinator for the Hub, and I'm really excited to give you an overview today of our newest module in the Financial Literacy series, Taxes and Pay Stubs. Today's webinar is designed to equip you with everything you need to know about this module, including the background information, along with a demo of the module so that you're oriented with the content and given tips and best practices on how to deliver the module with confidence. So a brief introduction on the Taxes and Pay Stubs module. So in this module, participants identify different types of taxes and build awareness of the impact that taxes have on their day-to-day lives. Participants get a better understanding of the purpose of taxes, including the services their taxes pay for. Users will explore how to read a pay stub and a T4 slip, and reviewing these financial documents, they will reflect on how their earnings are distributed through their income, taxes, and deductions. This module also guides participants toward becoming responsible taxpayers while taking advantage of tax credits and benefits that they may be eligible for. The goals of this module are that participants will understand the role of taxes in Canadian society. They will understand a pay stub. They will identify deductions on the stub and additional possible deductions. They'll also be able to read a T4 slip and identify deductions on the T4. The purpose of this module is to itemize and understand earning money, including salaries and taxation, learn how to read and understand different sections on pay stubs and tax slips, and also using this knowledge to reflect on personal financial goals. The skills that participants will use throughout taxes and pay stubs are goal setting, understanding civic responsibilities as a taxpayer. They will use analytical skills, self-awareness, problem solving, as well as interpersonal skills. The main topics we will go over is reading your pay stub, understanding deductions, understanding your income tax and benefits, and then we go over personal financial goals. Hub modules use the following key elements in its curriculum design: information, dialogue prompts, interactive activities, mindfulness exercises, journals, quotes, and resources. The best way to review the key elements is through a demo of the module. So let's make our way over to the Hub platform. So to access the platform, just as a reminder, you will start at the Community Learning Hub website, and you will be able to log in using the credentials that you use to register. From the platform dashboard, you will select the correct portal depending on the client you're working with. For example, if you're working one-on-one with a client who is of the age 12 to 18, you'll want to select that portal. If you're working with an adult client between 18 to 30 years of age, which is the demographic that this module is geared towards, then you'll want to select the Adult Learning Portal. And then the Professional Development Portal is for you if you would like to view the modules, look at the digital resources, and plan any upcoming programming before working with a client. So since we're just viewing the module today, we'll go into this portal. From there, you'll want to navigate to the finances theme, and this is where the modules, the finances theme guide, as well as training videos, which are short, less than 5-minute videos that will assist you with the subject matter. And from there, you'll click on the Modules tab, and we will select the Taxes and Pay Stubs module. You'll see here on each hub module, we have a module card that contains a brief synopsis of the module, as well as your digital resources, including the facilitator guide and the journal. Let's take a look at the guide for this module. The facilitator guide is a PDF that is detail-oriented and focuses on the module that you're about to deliver. You're given some background information on the module, including everything we went over at the beginning of the webinar, like the purpose, goals, topics, and skills used. And you're also given an introduction on what the module is and the key elements that you'll be going over throughout the module. I think that it is important for you as a facilitator to go through this facilitator guide and read all the information so that you feel well equipped and prepared with the tools and knowledge. In this section of the guide, we have our script. Now, the script allows you to follow along with what the participants are seeing on their screens, and you're able to read aloud the content that needs to be delivered on each page. You're also given instructions on what to do next, whether it be going to the next page or engaging the participants in a discussion, which you are also given examples of. Great, and then I'll just draw your attention to the last page of the facilitator guide where we keep our additional resources that are applicable to the topic of taxes and pay stubs. And also on our module card, we will have our journal. So let's take a look at the journal for this module. So these journals are easy to share and print, and each participant should have a copy of their very own journal when going into a module. This is where participants will be writing their answers to the reflection questions shown throughout the module. And in addition to the reflection questions, we have some inspirational quotes, wonderful visuals, and we even have a section for notes. If your participant has any notes that they would like to do, they have a section to do that. And we also do include the same resource list that is included in the facilitator guide, just so that they can have something to refer to as they will be taking these journals home. They'll always have access to these resources. Hub modules also cater to various types of ways in which people learn. And one thing that we find is that some participants actually focus better if they have a place to write or draw or color. So we've included this color jam as well. Great, so that is the journal for this module. And without further ado, let's take a look at some of my favorite parts of this module. So welcome to taxes and pay stubs. To begin, you may explain to participants that learning about taxes can seem daunting, but you will help break it down so that it is easy for them to understand. We'll select the Begin Module button, and we're brought to our introductory page that shows participants what they will be learning throughout the module. We also start the module off by having the participants engage in a check-in, or in other words, a discussion question. This allows the participants to feel more acquainted with one another in a group setting, or with the facilitator if there is just one member. Here we have the participants set sort of ground rules for the program on our rules of engagement page. This is where you will prompt each participant to suggest a rule and then write it down in these fillable fields here. Suggestions for rules can be found in this orange light bulb icon. You can read aloud some of the suggestions to get the ball rolling. Some really popular suggestions include being an active listener, having one person speak at a time, and not being judgmental, just to name a few. Here we're introduced to journal moments, and these prompt the user to reflect on the content that they're learning as they go along. You'll see a handful of these throughout this module, and participants will be writing the answers to the reflection questions in their journal. But you may also suggest that participants can share aloud if they're comfortable. Here we're introduced to our first topic, which is reading and understanding your pay stub. Participants are able to click on each tab here to gain more information on the types of taxes that exist here in Canada. So whether it is provincial and federal, we go over what each type of tax is, how it is calculated, and how it is deducted. We also learn a little more about what our taxes pay for. We highlight the importance of paying these taxes as it's really important to ensure the services that we need are being provided. These services include healthcare, education, transportation, public services, judicial services, and park and green spaces. So as you can see, the participant will learn how the responsibility of paying taxes is beneficial. Now we learn about what a pay stub is and what is specifically shown on one. So you can select each card to view more detail. Now we get a chance to practice reading a pay stub through this interactive activity. You'll invite participants to read the pay stub and take note of where each item is shown on the pay stub. You can click the magnifying glass to make the pay stub bigger. And then invite a participant to read the read the questions and provide an answer. You can type their response in the answer box on the screen. And you will be given information on if the answer is correct or not. So if the answer is incorrect, we do suggest that you go over the information with the participant once again, so they have a better understanding. And you will continue this throughout the activity. Our next topic is more on taxes. We're given information on why we need to file them and different types of deductions. We also learn what our responsibility is as a taxpayer and who can assist if need be. The links included on these pages are direct resources connected to the Government of Canada website. And this just provides some further information and instruction. Throughout the module, we have several opportunities for participants to engage in a discussion. In a group setting, each person may share individually, and this also is a great chance for you to share as well if you have some discussions that you want to be included in. I find that this really helps have the participants feel more comfortable sharing as well. Our next topic is reading the T4 slip. And here on the next page, you can invite a participant to read each point on what is included in a pay stub. We also break down how the T4 slip relates to the process of filing your tax return. Similar to the previous activity, you will take a look at the T4 slip by clicking on the magnifying glass. And you can type in the responses to the questions and continue through the activity. We also have a dedicated section on other benefits that people may qualify for through their T4 slip. Some examples include Canada Child Benefit, Child Disability Benefit, and you can click on each of the titles to get a little bit more information on each one. And then you are also prompted to go to the Government of Canada website as well for further information. We have a beautiful quote by Brian Tracy that reads, "Goals allow you to control the direction of change in your favor." We end with a final journal moment, and we are also introduced to the take-home practice. Now, as a facilitator, we recommend that you encourage the participant to further their learning and expand their reflection by completing the take-home activity that is included in the journal. We conclude with a final discussion question. And that is the end of the module. Now, I will remind you that since we are in the professional development portal, we have not been working with the client. So we do just have to select the facilitator that had viewed the module. Great. Now, to wrap up our training today, I will pause for a brief moment in case anybody has any questions.